Hello everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host Chad Owens. I hope you guys took advantage of the weekend. Hope you're reset, you're relaxed, and you recovered and are in it for another winning week. I know I am, and I know the Rainbow Warrior football team as they finished week 1 of training camp, and I'm hearing it was nothing but a success. We've got an exciting show for you guys today, as always, but before we do, you know I have to say mahalo to Long's Drugs for all of their support. Let's make Long's Drugs a part of our day. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. The University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team is off to its second week of training camp, and Stephen Tsai caught up with defensive coordinator Jacob Yoro, who is a local boy, went to St. Louis, so knows how to operate at that elite level, right? St. Louis has been one of the top, if not the top, football programs in the state for years, right? So coming from that pedigree, and Coach Yoro says that's where he learned how to compete and compete at the big stage, because St. Louis is always in the playoffs, always in the championship games, and the expectation was there. So pressure as a player to uphold that championship runs, right? That top in the state, like that's pressure on players and coaches. And now that he's on this side, right, leading the charge as defensive coordinator for the University of Hawaii, that comes with pressure. Right, you're leading our home state, our team, and eyes are on you, right? Coaches, the quarterback position, and coaches, the coordinators, head coach and coordinators get scrutinized the most. But I know Coach Yoro is up for the challenge. He said that's what it's about. As an athlete, and I can attest to this, as an athlete, you look for those big pressure situations. Hey, when the game's on the line, I wanted the ball. Right? Every competitor has that mentality. And so transitioning to a coach, it's the same way. You take that player, that competitive player mindset, and now you're doing it as a coach. And so I know Coach Yoro is up for the challenge. He's excited about it. But this is a rebuilding defense. He lost 9 starters, right, due to graduation and the transfer portal. So this is a new look D. Right? But there's new coaches, new staff, new energy. And to me, that is what is going to allow us to be successful. Right? And defense, we know what it's about. It is about high energy. It's about communication. It's about relentlessness. And when you get an opportunity to, you hit somebody. Whoo, sorry, I got a little fired up there. But that's what it's about. And I know they're breeding that type of mentality. And the leaders in the locker room have been stepping up and sort of cultivating that mentality. But Coach Yoro did say it comes from the top down. The way Coach Chang is doing it, the way he's operating, what he's talking about, the brotherhood. It's not just about those players, but the coaches. They got to have the brotherhood amongst themselves. They got to get along. They got to enjoy themselves. Right? Even when they face adversity, because they will face adversity, you got to come tighter. And that's all the things he's preaching. And so I can't wait. We're all excited for this team to take the field on August 27th against Vanderbilt. So Coach Yoro, hey, congratulations, man. No pressure. Just do what you've been doing. Have fun. Lead. Just enjoy. Just enjoy being in the process. Right? We got you. Let's go, Bows. Staying right here with the Rainbow Warrior football team, as Stephen Tsai has another article talking about special teams. I enjoyed special teams, especially the return game. And that's what this article is highlighting. Coach Sheffield and the Rainbow Warriors are looking for a return guy, number 1, that can secure the football. Right? If you muff the ball, if you drop it, right, you give the opposite team a chance to secure that in scoring position most times. So the number 1 thing is securing the football. All right? So they're looking for a guy. And when it comes to being a returner, right, a punt return versus a kickoff return is 2 totally different things. On the punt return side, to me, that's the harder ball for most to track. Kickoffs, it's a little easier. You have more space. But the punts, you're basically playing center field back there, right? When a center fielder reads the baseball off of the bat, right, they initially have a reaction. You get so good that you know that you got to go back, or it's short, over the right, over the left. You can just read that off the bat. And that's what happens as a punt returner. You need to be able to identify, number one, knowing the distance, the average distance of the punter. But then as soon as that ball comes off of his foot, you identify, right, the nose of the football. Is it up? Or is it traveling like a pass? Right, that means it's going to go deep. All right, how is it spinning? A lot of factors come into play. But that's why they're repping it. That's why they're out there practicing it. So that it becomes natural, instinctful. And then once you get the ball, you're back there for a reason, because they feel as if you can make plays. Number one, secure the football, but then make plays. Make some people miss, get the crowd excited, right? And maybe, hey, go for 6, right, on a punt return for a touchdown. And so for all the returners that are competing, number one, just relax. Number two, believe in yourself. Number three, you gotta be fearless. As a returner, you have to be fearless, right? Because sometimes you will get hit, right? That's just part of it. But you have to be fearless, because being fearless leads to you being confident. And you have to trust the other 10 guys that they're gonna do their job, they're gonna hold it up. And that's where things start to get fun, is when that trust is there and the belief of the unit is in you, that you can make something happen. They're going to work extra hard. And so that's just my little, pet peeve when it comes to returning. I did it for a long time. I enjoyed it, had fun, scored a few touchdowns. But, I want you guys to go take a look at this article. Go see who's in the running. Take a deeper dive into what they're expecting, right? What the coaches are seeing. And so, hey, be that X factor. That's what it is. Be that game changer. Let's go, Bows. Oh, man, the NBA world was hit hard yesterday as legend, icon, some say the greatest player of all time. Bill Russell passed away at the age of 88 with his wife, Jeannie, by his side. They didn't say the cause of death, but I'm praying that it was a peaceful one. And he's left a legacy on how to not just be an amazing athlete, but be a pioneer for the people, be a leader of the community. He's won 11 championships, 9 as a player, the Celtics, the last 2 as the first black coach of any major U.S. sports team. And I talked about his leadership, his pioneering in the community. Well, he marched alongside Martin Luther King Jr. in the fight for civil rights. And so, and he's done so much more. His on-the-court accomplishments speak for themselves. It's what everyone's chased, right? The Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, LeBron, everyone's chased that. He is the GOAT. And so, with that, man, sending nothing but love and aloha to the Russell family and to the entire NBA. All the players, all the current players. I know this one hurts. And so just, I hope you're taking your time, whenever it is, to reflect on what, Bill Russell has meant to you as a basketball player, what he's meant to you, for you, and just send those prayers out to the Russell family. Rest in love. Rest in paradise. Aloha. Our very own Sharif Goldston has an article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser talking about the NFL and how it's the most watched sport by a lot. I believe, and it generates more revenue. I believe it generates yearly about $18 billion. Baseball, $11 billion, and basketball, $10 billion. Those other sports are still in the billions, but 18 billion, almost $20 billion in yearly revenue. That's wild. And the watch time, it's no comparison to the other sports. The Super Bowl is the most watched sporting event ever, right? And now Sunday night football, Sunday night NFL football, Monday night football, Thursday night football, even those have more watch time, more viewers, than the World Series. And Sarif believes that it's because of the side games. What does he mean by that? Well, gambling. Right? There's a lot more that you can bet on, on a football game than any other sport. Right? There's a lot more opportunities, which could lead to more viewers, right? More people wanting to tune in. But let's just be honest. I mean, although baseball is, America's past game, just out there playing catch, it's fun, people love it. But football, for some reason, is just a lot more entertaining. I think the NFL has done a tremendous job in their marketing and how they push the brand. And to me, that's the biggest difference. But man, football is king, and that's what it's about. So make sure you guys may have different opinions. And again, not everyone is a football fan, but it's proven, right? The numbers don't lie. And I may be biased because I'm a former football player, right? But I love all sports, right? I love baseball, basketball. I even dabbled into watching some hockey, while up in Canada. So, I appreciate all sports. I appreciate all athletes, period, because regardless of what you're playing, it's still a grind. Everyone's still got to go through the off season, be disciplined, sacrifice. We all go through I talked about this before, our process, our off season, right? So from the athlete's perspective, I don't care what sport you're playing, respect to you. Keep grinding, keep winning on a daily. But hey, for more on this one, make sure you guys check out Sarif Goldston's article, again, in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Whew, and that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I hope you guys got your foot on the gas and are off to a fast start. You got to build that momentum. And you got to build the momentum. Coming off the weekend, it feels great, but you got to get right back to work. You got to come out the gate, right, build the momentum so you can have another successful, winning week. Mahalo again to Long's Drugs for all of your support. Let's make Long's Drugs a part of our days. I'll see you all come Wednesday. Aloha.